This update on the Alta St. John money fraud case has been officially released. So he's not going to be in jail, but instead he's going to be sentenced to 5 years on probation regarding the PPP fraud case back in 2020. So, and I know haters are having a field day with this because nobody likes Alta St. John because of, quotes from the Hitler, and some people said that he was homophobic towards the LGBT community, which I don't think he was, basically. But I think this should be a teachable lesson for any man that is thinking about doing what he did, as far as like wanting more money and being greedy, with the fraud stuff. Shakira did it. All the other celebrities, did it as well, but they're not in jail. They probably had to pay some people back, paid the money back to the people that he, did the wrong things with. But I'm not going to be going on the loop and crash out like most of the internet is, in hate, anger. Everybody makes mistakes in life. We all make mistakes, but that makes us human, right? But I'm going to support this man regardless of what he does. Yes, he was wrong for the money fraud, or what happened in 2022, being named one of the suspects that were involved in this case, and it's crazy, and they always say don't meet your heroes in real life, but we gotta listen, we have to remember that we gotta separate the characters from real life. And I think in cases it's hard for people to do that these days because they remember their childhood from being good on TV, but in real life, they're just a different person. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I'm not perfect. They're not perfect. Nobody is perfect. But at the same time, we have to remember that these are human beings too. And once they make certain mistakes, they can grow and learn from them. And the reason why I'm choosing to go at it in a different route is because if I see something that you did wrong, I'm going to call you out. But that doesn't mean that I hate you for it. Because I think nowadays some people are not forgiving of others. But some may forgive them, but I think others will not. And they will go on and hating their favorite celebrities and their childhood idols or what happened until the day they're dead. They will go on to hate their favorite celebrities until the day they die, which is something that you don't want to do because that's like carrying a bunch of hate forever. And I think at the end of the day, life is too short. So it says the details of the original Rent Ranger Alta St. John's sentencing for his Covid PPP fraud case has been revealed. ASJ has been ordered to serve 5 years of probation and pay $225,000 in restitution. St. John was arrested in 2022 for defrauding the U.S. government. Well, all I gotta say is that he's one lucky son of a gun. At least he's not in an orange jumpsuit, crashing out in prison for something he did wrong. I mean, at least he's being held accountable. And I know us men, we were held accountable for everything. We stayed taking responsibilities for everything, big and small mistakes, because as an adult, that's what adults do. Unlike some people who just continue to do wrong things and not be held accountable for their own actions. You know what I'm saying? And I think when it comes to Austin, well, real name Jason Geyser, basically, I feel like to me, he's the type of person that will admit wrong, learn from them, and he'll continue to travel like all over the globe, but not outside of the US. Like, wait, is Canada a country, a state? Because I know he can't travel overseas like New Zealand, the Philippines, Japan, Mexico, Europe, Germany, Egypt. I know he can stay and travel in the US as far as like California, Houston, DC, Maryland, Virginia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Memphis, Tennessee. Those are the countries that he can travel to, but not out of US. So that's out of the picture. I mean, he has 5 years of probation, so which means that he can still do con appearances and continue to make things in the US, but not out of the US. So he's gotten lucky there. So at the end of the day, you know, Austin is still my favorite Ranger regardless. You know what I'm saying? He's still my favorite Power Ranger growing up, from my childhood into my adulthood. So that's just how I feel. What y'all thoughts on this, man? Shout out to Legacy of Nerve for spreading this update. Let me know in the comments down below.